Yo, people, welcome back to another watch along. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up all the icons on that and subscribe if you haven't already. We're here with the Hull City versus Chelsea game here for the watch along. I'm actually just going to get the lineups on screen in 2 seconds' time. Let me just see if I can finalize these lineups. Let's see. Chelsea team, how we feeling, chat? How we feeling? I'm actually pretty. I don't know. It's rotation, isn't it? This is what rotation looks like. It's still a strong team. Let me put it up on screen. I haven't finished the whole City bench, but I know you guys just want to see the Chelsea team to begin with, and then we can get into it afterwards. It's interesting. It's the best way I can describe it, guys. It's interesting. But what are we saying in the chat? My goodness me. What's going on with the chat? In terms of, yes, some of you have seen it already. We had a bit of a After Hours episode 2 drop for the members, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't seen it already, it's out for you there. What's going on in the chat? Feels like a strong lineup. Where's Dami, Neto, and Monstar? Don't know where Monstar is. Haven't spoken to him for years, but I'm sure he's good. He was working. They're all, I mean, Dami is corporate as well. They're all working. Anita's still on social media. How are you not seeing where Anita is? You can see her everywhere on socials, doing different gigs and stuff. I don't know who Jimmy Spliff is, so I don't know who that is. What's the prediction for today? Up the Chelsea. Difficult to give a prediction before we start talking lineups. We got to talk lineups first. Teams on screen. It's good to see James back. Let's start with that. It's good to see James back. Very good to see James back. Because everybody was worrying and thinking about where he is and if he's fit and if he's okay and all these things. So I guess it's the start of him being reintegrated back into the group. Obviously, this being a Friday night game as well, we're not going to play for 8 days. We don't play until next Saturday, I believe. So everybody here should be fine regardless to play if need be, if they proved that they could play in the Premier League or if they should be playing in the Premier League because they're that good. And it's nice to see Mamadou Sarr as well. Mamadou Sarr, first game for Chelsea, left side, centre-back, probably maybe potentially in the middle. Depends how he decides to use the fullbacks. But Mamadou Sarr playing on the left side of the back two. This is going to be interesting for him. First game for Chelsea. I'm looking forward to watching him a lot. When people say about bringing in a new centre-back like a Yaket, who I think is now injured, unfortunately, obviously Liverpool are the ones that got him. Unless it's a needle mover, unless it's somebody that's coming in to marshal, look after, to prevent all of the moments that happened in that Leeds game because of the vast experience and the vast level of world-class quality that they have, which is few and far between, or they're on the verge of becoming world-class if you're getting a Bastoni, if you're getting a Schlotterbeck or one of these 26, 27-year-old centre-backs, then you may as well just actually look at what you have. And we haven't seen what Mamadou Sarr can even do in a Chelsea shirt. And that's why I'm looking forward to seeing him, because this could save us 60 million. This could genuinely save us 50 or 60 million, depending on how good he is, how ready he is. Caicedo, Santos, very strong midfield. Enzo gets a rest. Neto, Esteval, Garnacho, Delap. Esteval plays in the 10. Don't really like the wing pairing, but we don't really have a choice realistically when Gittins is out and Palmer's going to be looked after, which is fine. So it's a shame. I mean, at least Derry's on the bench. That's the good news, is Derry and Mweka is on the bench. The two young players from Cobham. Two young players from Cobham I really want to see, because I do believe Mweka's got more potential than Gu from what I can see already. In little bits and pieces, he just looks far more exciting, far more agile, far more devastating. So he should be higher in the pecking order, and I'm glad that he's on the bench. Hopefully he comes on. And Derry looks like a Grealish, like a Jadon Sancho. From the, again, very few bits and pieces I've seen from him. He looks like ball retention. He looks like high IQ. He looks like pass first. He looks like a creative winger. But again, what does he do at this level? We don't know. But I'm excited to see him because the left wing is dire. The left wing is dark. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. So yeah, let's see. let's see these guys. Hopefully we can, because obviously if they're going to come on, Achampong's back on the bench. There's some seniors there as well, Enzo, João Pedro. If we're going to see the young kids today, we need to probably be comprehensively, like convincingly leading this game. We're probably not going to see them if we're going, you know, do or die tooth and nail with Hull City. So it would be nice if we could be comfortable today. Hull City are doing very well for themselves. I believe they are. I believe they are 5th in the championship. So they're not, you know, they're not a team to be disrespecting, and they're not a team to take lightly. They're in their own form. So yeah, hopefully we can show levels today. But they look like it looks towards the table that they're a good team. Let me just quickly do a poll. Let's see. Let's see. Caicedo literally starts every single game. This is nuts. We don't have enough depth in midfield. They're all injured. Some people saying, where's Dyer? Another young player, yeah, another young midfielder with some talent. Reggie Walsh is another one that's been given minutes here and there, but they've gone with Enzo. I think if the game's going poorly, the game's going wrong, and they still want to give Caicedo 60 or 70, then they're going to bring on Enzo. They're not going to bring on Dyer. They're not going to bring on Reggie Walsh. Reggie Walsh and Dyer are only coming onto this pitch if we're winning the game comfortably. But it's Hull City away, championship, 5th place. They're not mugs. So I would have liked to see some young players on the bench, but at the same time, it wouldn't be in place of Enzo. It'd have to be in place of Tosin. However, politically, when you got to manage a dressing room and you got to keep people on side, and you got to keep people motivated, and you got to keep people on the training ground happy, and you got to keep people interested. Hull City, this is the game where you're going to get... I mean, he's on the bench. Tosin's on the bench. He's not even starting. But this is how you keep influential leaders in the squad interested in what you're doing on the training pitch. So it's not as easy as it sounds. As much as, yes, for us as fans, we would take Tosin out of the squad, put in Reggie Walsh, put in Dyer. You don't have to speak to these players every day. You don't have to speak to these players every week. And you don't have these players coming up to you one-to-one and asking what's going on. And we're nowhere near the window. You know, if we were closer to the end, if we were closer to the end of the season and if we were closer to the window, then it's easier, isn't it? But say we get a couple of injuries at centre-back and you actually need Tosin to play, you're going to need a good relationship with Tosin before that happens. So it's not as easy as it sounds. At least there's some young players on the bench. Like I said, Mweka over Gu. That's what I like to see. Derry, there's no Gittins. That's what I like to see. But he's still going to use all of the seniors in some capacity, so it is what it is. Come on, Hull City, bruv. Soon 40-game season. For who? It's impossible for me. You can't be talking to Chelsea. There's no way Chelsea is going to be able to eclipse or equal what the hell you guys are doing. We got Champions League. We still got loads of other stuff going on, even if we were to lose. But we can't lose this game. You know, that goes without saying, guys. We can't lose this game. We need to try and win this FA Cup. Same way we tried to win the Carabao Cup. And we need to be there. You know, we need to be there. We are, obviously we're all going to be thinking and dreaming of Champions League until it's mathematically, or not mathematically, until we're out of the competition. But at the same time, realistically, this is a much more realistic goal, is trying to win this competition. I don't know if you guys have been watching Hull City, so I don't know if you guys have got danger men. Anyone in the chat who watches Championship, who could tell me about who we need to be keeping an eye on, even if it's just one player on the opposition team we need to be keeping an eye on, we need to be watching, that'd be much appreciated. So we kind of know what's coming up in regards to that. I really do miss the Football League show. That was a good show for keeping up with this lower league stuff, but it got canned. Right, let me see if we can just update this. so you guys can see the bench. Cool. Delap must score. I think, yeah, let's go through who's under pressure for us. I think Delap is under pressure. There's no doubt. I think for me, Garnacho, Delap, Gittins, if we're talking about attackers, I mean, obviously Neto's been involved in this because he's not stood up to the plate for me in terms of leading winger metrics, not even metrics, leader winger performances. In terms of metrics, he's actually doing all right. He's probably doing as good as he's ever done. But he's very inconsistent, and his overall general play is very unpredictable and can harm the team in terms of attacks, right? He can be an attack killer, not in a good way. So he's kind of got thrown into that. Ideally, for me, knowing what I know, knowing what we all know about this board, that we're not going to be bringing in any player over the age of 25. Highly unlikely we'll be doing it anyway, unless it's a toss-in on a free. And we're going to be bringing in inexperience and youth on top of inexperience and youth. How much value do we place on Neto's experience in this squad as a winner of the Club World Cup, as a player that had his purple patch and was pretty important to qualifying for Champions League and winning that tournament? How much do we place on that to have him as a squad player if his mental state is capable of being a squad player? Some people say Jackson couldn't handle it, being a depth player. We never really found out. He's not even on the bench for Bayern Munich against Leipzig, I think, on the weekend. So that's different. But yeah, what do we do there with Neto? 60 million. Depends on who comes in from him as well. If someone comes in with a big fee for Neto, like an Atletico Madrid, I think you gotta look at it. I probably would probably take it. But I think preference would be Garnacho to go. Delap is someone I'm looking at who hasn't settled, who doesn't look like he's really a Chelsea striker. And then obviously you got a Gittins who is very raw. Those are the guys that you're looking at first to get rid of. But who's going to come in for them? More likely someone comes in for Neto because he's contributed more than those three players that I've just named. So it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. Very, very difficult. But Delap is one of the guys on the list, and you know, whoever stays up, if it's a West Ham, it's a Nottingham Forest, I think these are the type of teams that he should be playing for right now. I've said that before. So if he's going to change that, I think he's gonna need to start bagging some goals, man. Because even at the weekend when we were going for that 3-2 win, just wasn't really involved enough for me in terms of not even close to being on the end of any of the crosses that came in. João Pedro had a header, obviously Palmer, and then the other cross that Neto puts in just goes past everyone. Where are you? You know, that's what I was saying on the watch along. Where are you? So Delap, under pressure. Garnacho, I don't really see it as pressure with there's no Gittins available. I think he's just Garnacho. I don't see anything changing for him. And then, yeah, let's see. The Hattos and the Sars and players that don't play often are also ones to keep an eye on as well. Don't think there's any pressure on Sar, but a strong performance would obviously do him the world of good. There's no Chalobah, is there, today? No. Badia Shaw's on the bench. Chalobah must be being rested. Let's see. Obviously, he's going back to his former club, Roseinor, yes. I know, look, Achampong's kind of fallen down a lot of people's estimations because of the mistake that he made against Leeds. He's 19 years old. I know he's played a decent amount of minutes, but he's still 19 years old. I remember when Christensen was at this club, 20, 21, 22 years old, making mistakes. Massive mistake against Barcelona, playing it across goal in the Champions League. That's just naturally going to happen. At that age, in this position, it's why Arsenal loaned out Saliba for 2 years. It's why you don't tend to see centre-backs unless they're generational peaking at 25 to 30. People are saying Josh needs a loan. Okay, but we have young centre-backs coming in, like Insamino, like Mamadou Sarr. Do we really think they're not going to make mistakes? Are we replacing a young, error-prone, high-potential centre-back with another young, error-prone, high-potential centre-back? Yes, we are. So as much as people are saying Josh needs to go out on loan, yeah, he could go out on loan, iron out all the mistakes and come back and then just be ready. But who's replacing him? Is it experience? What is it? Who's coming on if we have injuries to Fofana, Colwell again? Is it going to be Tosin, who has errors in him anyway? Is he sold? Okay, who is it? Is it Chalobah? He made an error against Leeds as well. He's experienced. Is it Mamadou Sarr? Do we think Mamadou Sarr is never going to make an error at 20 years old and cost us? at centre-back? Do we really, truly think that? So, I don't know. For me, I'm not really going to jump on that train. I think let's see how he does for the rest of the season, and let's see how Mamadou Sarr does as well. You know, they're kind of both fighting if you're looking at two young centre-backs in this squad. But we've had errors from centre-backs all season. Experienced ones, young ones, good ones, bad ones. They've all made errors. The only person that hasn't made an error this season is Levi Colwill, and that's because he's been injured. So I don't know why when the young player makes an error, who's actually meant to make the errors, it's way more microscope on him, but then the experienced ones are making the error, and yeah, they're getting slandered for it, but no one says Tosin needs to go out on loan. He just needs to be sold, right? Fofana's made mistakes. No one says Chalobah. Like, I don't know. For me, I'm going to stick to what I said. I'd rather the young players make mistakes than the experienced ones, because there's actually some sort of learning and growth coming from that. The experienced ones are just making errors because they're not good enough. Let's see. Neto, 50 million easy. Yeah, I saw links and interest from Serie A and all these other places. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't think Jackson will come back here and play though. No, I don't think he will. Hopefully we get to see Derry. Yeah, bro, I'd be mad if we could see Moeko. We could see Derry today. I'd be very excited, man. Very, very excited to see them, because it's something new. But we have to earn the right to bring them on. We have to earn the right to bring them on. The only way we're going to do that is if we win this game comfortably. We need to be minimum leading this game by 2 clear goals. And I would even argue, after what happened at the weekend, it's probably got to be 3 clear goals. You man need to keep an eye on Ollie McBurney. He's not starting though, or is he? No, he's not. I actually did write him out in my... I wrote him out in the predicted team for Hull City, but he's not in the actual team. So, yeah, interesting that you mentioned him. Is he injured? I don't know. He kind of just disappeared. Let's see. There's no other games tonight, is there? It's just us. I'm glad we're on today as well, because we get the whole weekend. It's been pissing down with rain in the UK every single day. It's really starting to annoy me now. Starting to think, can I quickly get out of here for a couple of days, come back before Monday? But then I looked around Europe and it's pissing everywhere. It's pissing in Barcelona. It's pissing in Madrid. It's pissing in Porto. It's pissing everywhere. I don't know what's going on. I was contemplating leaving for a couple hours, just Saturday morning, Sunday night, just why not? Fuck it. But everywhere's raining. Everywhere that should be warm is raining. It's mad. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. It's peak. I'm still gonna keep looking. Actually, I've still got that random burst of just bail, but it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good for me or us. On Big Six, you didn't mention Leeds' goal being handball. Which goal? The second goal? To be honest, I was so angry with how we defended. I wasn't really even thinking about that, to be honest. I was so angry because handball or no handball, we could have defended better. I very rarely talk about referees. And I know online people say, oh, Chelsea fans need to make more noise about referees. And everybody else cries like a bitch when referee... I'm not one of them guys that's going to cry. I believe most of this shit evens out. We already know the refereeing quality is in the bin. I'm looking at us. What can we do to prevent bullshit from happening? And when you defend like that, I'm sorry. That's going to be at the forefront of my mind when I'm talking about that goal. I'm not going to be thinking about nothing else. The goal was absolutely horrendous. Yeah? Horrendous. Other people say the pen wasn't really a foul. But yeah, for me, I was just too focused on the defense. It was just too poor for me, man. It was too poor. But I was also hosting, you know, and there's so much other stuff going on. Sometimes you just don't remember every single thing that you want to mention on these shows when you're when you're also hosting it as well. And Big Steve and Tossin arguing for like half an hour and like 150 super chats. Josh needs the same development plan as Colwell. Yeah, ideally. That's kind of the whole point. I mean, but even Colwell was making mistakes when he came back. Colwell wasn't flawless, but Colwell played pretty much every game. He was able to iron out his mistakes. So then by the time we got towards the back end of the season, he was starting to play better, wasn't he? And he was starting to show leadership, and he was starting to show improvement, and he was starting to show intangibles. But that only happened because he played throughout. The problem with us is that we keep adding players that need to do all of that when we should be here trying to win shit. But you know, we're always planning for 3 or 4 years down the line instead of we've already had 3 or 4 years, and we should be down the line. But we keep adding more players that need more 3-4 years. So this is the cycle you get yourself caught up in when you don't start a project, recruit incredibly well from the get-go. Don't have sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, sometimes maybe Mudryk and Madueke and then replace them with Gittins and Garnacho. So then you keep restarting the timeline and keep going back and back and back, when really you should start here, do it properly the first time, or at least the second time, be very ruthless with the first few fuck-ups. And then by the time we get to 3-4 years, everybody's grown together. You're also supplementing it with more quality. And then we're trying to win. Instead of some of them made it, half of them didn't. Now we've added half that need more 3-4 years, whilst we still have the same core. Our core of top players has not changed. It's not changed, apart from João Pedro. João Pedro is the only person in the last 2 years that's come in and looked like they could be a core player. However, still early days. You know what I mean? Still need to keep banging in those goals and put up a nice 15 to 20 season. But the core has not changed. The core of the team has not changed in the last 2-3 seasons. It's all been the same players that we look at, that we recruited when we put a lot of money into some of them. And yeah, that's just it. Let's see. Brandon Williams. I didn't even know Brandon Williams even played for Hull City, but he's not in the team, is he? He's not in the team. Front three must score and perform. Of course. But I'm looking at Esteval. You know, I'm looking at Esteval in terms of who's gonna run this game, or who's going to be the most threatening, who's going to be the most fun to watch, who's going to be the player that looks distinctly different from everybody else on the pitch in terms of defense v attack. He's the one I'm looking to actually step up today, and which it's so backwards, but he is the best attacker out of the 4. It's just the facts. So he's the one that I'm looking at and having actual hope. The rest of them is let's just see what happens. You know, they could drop a stinker, they could drop a great performance. Garnacho could come and score 2 goals today. Neto could assist and score, or they could drop the nastiest stinkers you've ever seen. You know, whereas Esteval, as long as he's mentally over whatever happened, which he probably isn't, you know, because it sounds like it was a madness. But as long as he's logged in, I'm pretty sure he's going to play well. I'm pretty sure. Big up, supporting from Australia. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you. The FA Cup fixtures are a little bit dead this weekend, aren't they? There's not really any, like, apart from, I mean, even Liverpool-Brighton is not really that entertaining, like, from a spectacle standpoint. We haven't really got any big hitters, big headlines at the top of the table anyway. Everybody's got fixtures that they probably should win. Brighton have been, I mean, their manager's under a bit of pressure. They've been a little bit stagnaty. So, yeah, I don't know. There's not really much this weekend for fixtures. We actually might have the most interesting one because we're away from home, to be honest. Man City are home to Salford, Arsenal home to Wigan, Liverpool home to Brighton. We're the only ones away. Tottenham and United are out. We're the only ones actually travelling to make it interesting. Oh, yeah, Spurs don't play. Sorry, Newcastle Villa. Newcastle Villa's a good one. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good one. Depending on the teams that go out, they might rest. Newcastle are dire in the league, and they got Europe. They got a qualifier with Karabag, I think, next week. And then Aston Villa obviously got injuries as well, and they got Europe. So they might actually, both of them might actually rest. They might actually rest. Natural tried to run in behind the low block. I don't have a clothing plug. I'm not there. I'm not there. One day. I don't even know where this is from. I'm just wearing it. I'm actually not even logged in. I don't even know where I got this jacket, but yeah. Keep pushing Neto to Arsenal narrative. Perfect fit for them. Great defending, crap. Looking forward. Do you know what? People used to joke about this. People used to joke. But Neto at Arsenal makes so much sense. It actually does. Because he loves to cross the ball. He loves to put in a cross. He loves to fight and to run and to defend and to track and to... He is an Arsenal winger. He is an Arsenal winger. You guys are right. And it never even dawned upon me because I was thinking about Atletico Madrid. That was some stupid random link that is probably not true. But, you know, there's no source. But Atletico Madrid, you know, anytime you don't rate someone technically or you think they're a bit of a road runner and they're a bit of a grafter, right? You always link them to Atletico Madrid, you know? Or they're a tenacious, nasty type player, like a Romero, you know, and obviously everybody thought Gallagher would make sense going there. That's what Atletico Madrid is. But, yeah, Arsenal is actually quite funny. But it's not going to happen because they've just signed Madueke and they've... I mean, unless they see him as a left winger and they replace Trossard or Martinelli with him, I don't know. But that would be insane. Arsenal fans would, again, implode. Got a flight at 6 a.m. Do I nap or watch the game, then nap? You might. If we play some of the football that we played in the first half against Leeds, this might be like a Red Bull for you. You might not need to nap. You might not need to sleep at all. If this is the type of performance that we saw in that first half, you might be so entertained, so enthralled, you may not even be able to sleep. So there will be no nap. But if it's a bland, boring one, you may fall asleep whilst watching, and then you got your nap. So I think just stay awake and just see what happens. Let the game decide your sleep schedule. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Let the players dictate if you're going to get that nap. Or nap on the plane. I personally would always just sleep on the plane. Because once I'm getting on the plane, and I know I can rest. I can actually rest. Whereas sleeping before and then stressing about if you're going to actually wake up, you can't really sleep. How can you sleep if you're stressed? It's not possible. So I'd rather just depending on how long the flight is and time differences and all that stuff, I'd probably just sleep on the plane, bro. Because it sounds like you're going to have to be up at like 3 a.m. You got to get there probably, 2 hours before? So yeah, I don't know. It's looking mad. Yeah, he did. This is the thing. And this is the only thing I sympathize with Neto when he's playing in his weird way. When he puts in the ball into the box, there isn't anyone in there, apart from João Pedro, that can actually attack it. Obviously, Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez. But we don't have Osimhen. Delap is not really good in the air. We don't have anybody in there to actually take advantage of his crossing. So it's kind of almost a waste of his skill set that he will attempt. Whether or not you think he's a very good crosser or not, he likes to cross. He thinks he's a great crosser because otherwise he wouldn't cross as much as he does. Crossing is one of his favorite things to do. He gets a lot of joy out of crossing. So not having anyone in there a lot of the time that will actually therefore attack the ball like a Drogba did and an Osimhen would, you're wasting what is one of Neto's favorite attributes or one of his favorite things to do, which means either get someone in the air or get rid. It's as simple as that. Get someone that's great in the air to match his crossing, his love for crossing, or get rid. Or continue to be underwhelmed and not get the best out of him, Those are your three options, in my opinion. You can't have someone like Neto in this team playing a significant amount of minutes and not have someone good in the air in the box. Not even good in the air, great in the air. They should be brilliant in the air. Not even good. This is Chelsea. They should be great, you know? They should be great. And then we can then really judge the crossing fairly, you know, because crossing takes two. Takes two to tango with the crosses. You can't just cross to nobody else. Saw Atletico Madrid absolutely demolish Barcelona. Yeah, I seen that Lookman with the goal as well. I think Alvarez got an assist. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Yeah, everything's going well. Everything's going pretty well. We're in a weird part of the season. Well, the weird part of the next few weeks where it doesn't really feel like there's loads of high stakes games, is there? I mean, every game is a high stakes game, but our next game is Burnley at home. We got Arsenal away on the 1st, which is a while away. You know, it's quite a while away. Is there some sort of what's going on here? Is there some sort of why are the dates? It's mad. We don't usually have a week off. I don't really know what to do with myself. We got a week off, and then we got another week. Like, we ain't got no midweek games. The hell? It's strange. It's like we got a lot of time. A lot of our players should be coming back. They should be feeling good. They should be feeling fresh. Obviously, Champions League playoffs are there. I don't know when the Carabao Cup final is. Obviously, we're not in that. I think it's in March. So, yeah, guys, we got a week off, man. We got all that burnout and all that, you know, all that stuff that we talk about, which is very, very, very relevant for our team, especially our team and PSG, but even more so us, because we don't have that level of differential between the quality of us and everybody else in the league like they do. This next couple of weeks should be really good for us in terms of, you know, we should be able to really get our energy back if we're lacking it. So, yeah, man, there's a lot of time between the games. So the next 2 weeks, really just this game, Burnley, and that's it for the rest of the month, which is mad to me because we're just used to playing twice a week. And then it gets mad again because I'm sure there'll be a Champions League knockout fixture in here, in and around this Arsenal, Villa, Newcastle, Everton, City, United 6-game run in the Prem. That is a mad run of games, isn't it? Arsenal, Villa, Newcastle, Everton, City, United, 6 games on the trot, playing those 6 teams. Fun. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. You asked me who the next branching out person is. You know I'm not going to tell you. Why would you do this? Why would you ask this question? It will be out next Friday. It was recorded already. I think it was recorded last week. I was meant to have a recording today, but that got cancelled, so it's going to have to be rescheduled. So yeah. But it's going to be out next Friday, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Test the waters for Mamouche. Nope, not going to happen. We will not pay Mamouche the wages that he makes at Manchester City. I'm pretty sure Mamouche is making like 200 and something thousand at Man City, and we're not going to pay that. So we're not going to be able to get Mamouche. We're not going to be able to get Mamouche. There's certain players you really just have to type in their wages, and you already know you're not in the race for that player. So Mamouche would be one of those players we are not in the race for. And Mamouche is another one of those kind of second strikers, Christopher Nkunku, João Felix type profiles that we don't really do well with, and we don't really know how to put into this team properly and to maximize them because we don't really play with a proper front two. So then they end up getting shafted into a 10 or left wing, and it doesn't really work out for them. We can't really be I can't really be recommending any players until I see what Liam Roseinor is trying to do tactically. And I mean over a longer period of time. Not because the good thing about the next couple of weeks is that he's got 8 days between now and Burnley. So in those 8 days, he should be able to show us more of what he wants to do. You might see Santos step into that back three a lot more. You might see the wingers and the fullbacks overlap a lot more. We're going to see something, hopefully, between now and Burnley, you know? So until we really know how he wants to play, you can't really then talk on profiles and who should come in and all these things. So I'm just waiting. We're not in the window and I'm waiting. I do like Ndai. I do like Ndai. Not sure he's going to be worth the money that Everton are going to quote, because I think they're going to quote like 80 million, and I don't think Ndai is worth 80 million. Same way I don't think Rodgers is worth 80 million at Villa. But then again, maybe there's just not enough high-end available quality out there which propels the price of these guys that we're talking about, because I don't think these guys are 80 million pound players. They will. They might not get 80 million, but they'll quote it. They'll quote that. Premier League teams don't need money, so they're gonna ask for a lot of money because it takes a lot of money to take out their key players, unless the contracts are running down. I haven't checked his contract, but he ain't going for no chump change. I think it depends on his form. I don't know what his form actually currently is, but I think they're gonna quote quite a lot, especially because Grealish is on loan. So he's kind of like their star winger. He played on the left. Grealish comes in, he goes to the right. He's quite positionally versatile in that way. He's only got 5 goals, 2 assists this season, but he's 25 years old. His contract runs out in... when does his contract run out, guys? They signed him for £15 million from Marseille. Maybe not 80 million then. But at least 60. 60. We can do a trade with Everton, George, and some cash. Trades don't really work. Trades don't really happen. When was the last time we saw a trade? A good one. We don't really see trades, guys. Mkhitaryan and Alexis Sanchez was a high-profile trade. It didn't work, but we don't really see trades. They're usually 2 separate transactions, but I don't think George would be Everton's replacement for Ndai. I think they'd want George in addition to having Ndai. They've got a new stadium now. They're probably quite ambitious, Everton. I would assume so, with that new stadium, you know, to keep the attendances high and to they're going to want to try and make Europe. They're not going to want to start selling their best players if they can help it. So I'd look at the contract duration. It's the only way. Barco from Strasbourg. I mean, anyone at Strasbourg could be interchangeable with anyone here. You know, once someone signs for Strasbourg, if they're doing well, just assume that they're gonna come here at some point. That's how I'd go about that. Just assume. Just assume, because they're going to want Strasbourg to make a certain profit margin, and then they're going to see that line that's been drawn, we could also potentially make a profit margin on that when the player comes here. So everybody's books look good. Strasbourg's books only need to be as good as they need to be in comparison to our books, you know? So they're not going to wait for a... Look, at Strasbourg, one thing they're not going to do is wait for a player to be worth 100 million, 80 million. Because Strasbourg, they're going to see it as Strasbourg don't need that level of profit or that level of income. They're going to see it as that should be in Chelsea's bank accounts. That should be in Chelsea's income. So when the player gets to whatever they paid, when they get to like 35, 40 million valuation on fair market value, that's when Chelsea step in. Take said player, and then can said player get to 60, 70, 80, 100 plus, you know? That's how I see it. So Omega is a good example of that, or whoever else it will be next, You know, they're not going to let anyone get to that level of talent or top player at Strasbourg. It's not going to happen. They're going to just move them to Chelsea. So it's low-key unethical. It's mad. It's mad. But you know what? We ain't even the worst. Man City have a group of clubs of what, 10 plus clubs or something, 8 plus clubs. So I've just never liked the idea, but you know, we're not the worst. We're not the worst at it. We're not great because, I mean, it depends how you want to look at it. You know, we're obviously going to benefit massively from it. So for anyone who doesn't give a damn about Strasbourg, then, you know, it's good. But for me, each club should be their own individual entity. They shouldn't be linked with anyone else in any way, shape or form. I think there should be a rule in place. If you're an owner, you're only allowed to own one football club one football club at a time. One football club at a time. The only way you maybe allow it is if it's maybe the cutoff point is you're not allowed to own a football club in the same continent as another football club. But even then, that's being very lenient. I would just bring it forward to you can't own 2 clubs at the same time. And then once you do that, you eliminate kind of all this stuff. Obviously, the Red Bull model, yeah, exactly. So, yeah. I'd say if you're going to cut it out, you just have to kind of probably cut it out completely. It's not even a morality gimmick, bro. It's just it's an opinion on what football is meant to be about, which is each club is founded really by its own community and it's its own club, and it's not got any link, and there's no conflict of interest, and there's no nothing. It's literally everybody is fighting to be the best with their own money, their own geographical landscape, their own limitations, their own advantages. That's it. So you could say it's lucrative for everyone. Yeah, you can. But it's also lucrative if everyone just gets their own owner. and their own owner just wants to win and wants to put money into the club and the community, and therefore there is no limits. That's also lucrative. So it's a lot of copium sometimes when people just accept that you're a bastard. Just accept you're a bastard. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to dress it up and convince people you're not a bastard. Just accept you're a bastard. There's nothing wrong with being a bastard, you know. If you want to be a bastard, be a bastard. Be a loud and proud bastard. You don't need to pretend and tell everybody that it's lucrative for everyone and everyone wins. Just tell everyone you're a bastard and accept it. And then that way we can just make peace with it. My God. Lucrative for everyone. I'm sure it's very lucrative for Strasbourg for us to take their captain and for us to destabilize their manager midway through the season and replace him with someone who's not as good. I'm sure that's very lucrative. Yes. What a great fucking point. Oh, Strasbourg would be relegated without... Shut up. It's just stop the cope. Stop the cope. It won't... Stop it. It's not necessary. It's just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. It's not necessary. They had finishing positions very similar to where they are right now before Blueco came in. Stop the cope. Just stop. And some fan bases don't give a shit. They'd happily be relegated if it's just their club. Not happily, but you know, there are some fan bases that would prefer to just operate on their own and just deal with the trials and tribulations of the sport, which sometimes leads to relegation. That is also a thing. That is also a thing. Consecutive 8th, 9th place finishes. You can only dine on that for so long as a football fan. Just go and ask Brighton fans. You know what I'm saying? Brighton are Brighton. Bournemouth are Bournemouth. Brentford are Brentford. These are not massive historical big clubs in this country. But the dopamine wears off. Stability wears off. Everybody wants to be able to dream. Everybody else wants to be able to reach the summit. And I'm not saying that they can without Blueco, but I'm just saying nobody is going to cherish stability and mediocrity just because just because you've given it to them. It's just not how the human brain even works. 7th place, obviously last year. Where did they finish before that? 13th. Year before they finished 15th. 21-22 season they finished 6th. So in the 21-22 season they finished 6th. Then 15th. They're a bit of a yo-yo, aren't they? Then 10th. When was the last time they was even in the second division of France? Then 11th. Boy. Then 15th. Bloody hell, these lot are just mid-table, innit? Then they were relegated, 19th. So the last time they were actually in the second division of France was in 2007, 2008. They got relegated. So then, sorry, no, I'm wrong. So they got promoted, in 16-17 season, and they were in League 2 or 3 for like 10 years. So they came up in 17-18. That was their first season. They finished in 15th. But they finished 6th before. They finished 6th. Where are they right now? Right now they're 7th. So yeah, they're just kind of just up and down in there. They're kind of up and down and just mid-table. We should keep an eye on Semenya replacement, Ryan. But you're going to have to pay a premium. It sounds like Bournemouth scouts and Brentford scouts now are the new... They're the new ones to keep an eye on, because we've obviously taken everybody out of Brighton that had any... Well, obviously they still got a couple. They still got Tony Bloom, but they're not the hottest shit anymore. It seems like... It seems like Brentford and Bournemouth are the teams now to keep an eye on in terms of recruitment. I don't know. But yeah. He's literally only just come into the league a couple weeks ago. And people are already on him. Bakola's too much money, can't finish for shit. Stop saying his name. Yeah, he would be expensive and his wages would be high as well. Yeah, the Strasbourg fans aren't happy, no. They just want the club back even if they're in League 2. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And that's what people don't understand. The club belongs to the fans, in my opinion. You know, ownerships come and go. They buy, they sell, they take dividends out. Not that ours are doing that. They make money, they do business, they make debt. They do all sorts of things. They're custodians. But the fan base started the club, and the fan base ended. They are well within their right to end the club if they see fit. You know, that's how I see it. The fans started, formed, founded the club in most cases, and they are more than entitled to end it if they want to. So whatever they say goes in terms of their opinion, if that's the overwhelming majority. Why weren't we saying Gittins and Neto were expensive and shit though? I think everybody was saying Gittins was expensive. I don't think anybody saw that £55 million price tag on Gittins and said, "Woo! What a bargain! That's a real bargain." I don't think anybody said that. Don't think anybody said that. So Neto, admittedly, I was excited because we were signing players. I had no idea who they were. We were signing players that were 18, 19. And I was excited that we actually signed a player I'd watched in the Premier League that had put up some sort of reputation for himself. So I was excited when Neto came in. Very, very excited. Because I was just like, wow, we're actually buying someone that can actually help us now. And to be honest, it's not like he's been all bad. It's not like that excitement is completely uncalled for. He has had his moments, but he's a lot more frustrating than I expected him to be. I'll be honest. He's not been as consistent as I hoped. But it is what it is. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. What do you guys make of that Diomande winger at RB Leipzig? A few people have been talking to me about him. The only reason why I bring him up is it seems like the type of player that we would go in for in terms of the age, in terms of the potential, in terms of the talent. And you don't want to miss out on the real deal. No one wants to miss out on the real deal, you know. No one would have wanted to miss out on Esteval now that we see what he is capable of. Desiree Doué is another one. So is he really that guy, you know? For people that are maybe watching him often. I've heard about him. I've seen little clips here and there. He looks really talented. Is that someone that's worth bringing in? He's 19 years old. He's right-footed. He's incredibly talented. He's in stupid form at the moment. He's got 7 goals, 4 assists this season in 15 starts. And he has a lot of games where he will be substituted and looked after and rotated or whatnot. So for the amount of minutes he's played and the amount of GNA that he has, I know it's the Bundesliga, so we've got to maybe put some tax on there, some people will say, but talk to me. I mean, even then, you can't necessarily go too far into the tax because there are some technical players in the Bundesliga that are actually worth bringing in, and they are actually, they're actually worth bringing in and buying, and they're good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, because I'm just asking because we're going to probably be linked. Just getting ahead of the race on that one. We're probably going to get linked. If we can have technically not sound. This is Chelsea. Technically gifted players, that would be great. That's kind of my thing right now. You know, if they could at least be technically gifted, obviously do your due diligence on the background and the upbringing and all of those things, because you don't want to bring in a young player that's going to be out partying and doing all this. Esteval is a good example of that. So do the due diligence there, make sure the technical side matches up, and at least make it an exciting player, you know? When Hazard came in at 21, he was young, he was under 25. His wages probably weren't, I don't know what they were, but they probably weren't astronomical, but he was exciting. Eden Hazard is exactly the type of player that I want to see brought in on that left wing in this project. If you're going to bring in a young player and they're going to be 21, at least let them be like that, you know? Because then who cares about the age? They're just sick. I don't know what money he was on, because it was what, 2012, 13 season, Rafa Benitez. Di Matteo sacked, Rafa Benitez, Europa League win, Torres. So I don't know what wages he was on. I have no idea what wages he was on. But my point is, you wouldn't want to miss out on an Eden Hazard. So that's why I don't want to just look at someone's age, as easy as it is, and just say no. It depends on the position. I think at centre-back right now, that is not necessary because we have enough teenage prodigy centre-backs. But at left wing, even though the ones I want are players I know and obviously have done something in this game because I've watched them. But if there is a ridiculous generational talent, a true one out there, talk to me. I mean, I'm still interested. But no Garnachos, please. No Garnachos and no Gittins. Thank you very much. I'm on a quality thing. Bring me the quality and we can talk. We can talk. We're going to be kicking off soon. Just waiting. Time is going to be up on screen. Bring me the quality. Right. Delap, you're playing against your former team. Him and Liam Roseinor were at Hull City together, I believe. I think Delap must have been there on loan, right? So, let's see. PSG are losing, speaking of. Losing 3-1 to Rennes, I believe. Right now. Right, we've kicked off. Timer might be slightly off. Let's go, boys. Just give me a nice, good performance. Chelsea fans sounding alive and well. Neto in the 10. I'm not even. I don't even need to do an apology video if Gittins hits, because I said in my video when he signed he has potential, but I also said he's raw, and if you're gonna bring him in, then you need to get an established, consistent, quality winger ahead of him. And we signed Garnacho, who I really didn't want. That's who the apology video would need to be on, not Gittins. I said Gittins is going to need time. I said Gittins is going to be raw. I said Gittins is maybe one thing you can look for is 1v1 ability, but even that hasn't been as high level as I thought it would be. Maybe confidence, I don't know. But I don't need to. People say I'm biased on Gittins, or I'm you know, so I don't need to be thinking about that. He just ain't ready right now, and that's just the facts. It's very obvious. Ball in. Him being ready in 2 years is not a justification of anything, because in 2 years, who and where will we be in there in 2 years? What about right now? You know. Here's James. Sanchez, 2 minutes in. I don't think they'll sell him either. No, I don't think they'll sell Gittins, because they spent too much money on him. 52.5 million on a player, 20 years old. It's very difficult. I mean, obviously, you have to check the book value, 5 years and all that. What do you need to break even? But I don't see it happening. Garnacho is a much better buying price for them. And Neto will command a lot more interest. I think one of those two is more realistic. Homegrown Prem squad. Fourth in the championship. Oh, I thought they were fifth, so they must have gone up a position since the last time I checked. But apparently Hull City are fourth now in the championship. So Neto in the 10 is odd. But it kind of makes me feel like we're playing more of a front two when he used to play up front, maybe. And Delap is up there and Neto's really, really high up the pitch. And he's crashing the box and he's making runs in behind. But I don't know, because he is standing in the 10 position right now. And it's weird. But maybe this is to help Delap so he can pin one defender. Neto can occupy another centre-back. And we're trusting that Caicedo, Santos, Esteval, James as a 4 and Hato is enough for build-up, chance creation, and balls in behind. And you might see Esteval occupying the 10 a bit more and Neto's in the front two. And you may not have an out-and-out right winger all the time, but you have potentially enough options in that way, depending on where the ball is and what side of the pitch it's on. Here's Caicedo. That's a good ball, you know, for Esteval. Good football, man. Go on. Garnacho. Oh, fuck! How's nobody there? That's a great ball from Garnacho. It's a great cutback. No one's there. Neto again. Good one too. Neto. Neto. Oh, lucky. Good football, man. First couple of minutes. Really, really good football again. There's a lot more freedom, it seems, on the pitch for these players that are playing out wide and able to drift and come into central areas. We saw Esteval able to go over to the left with Garnacho, create little 1-2s and scenarios. It's a lot more central. last couple of games especially, where we're able to link up and play these 1-2s and progress the ball centrally a lot easier. Similar to how we saw Man United do it at Arsenal with obviously the Dorgu goals and Cunha. Nice little flicks, 1-2s, combination play, focusing on central. It's nice. It's fun to watch. But I'm really shocked to see Neto playing as a 10. I did not think that was going to be the case. Do need to stop conceding so many goals, though. 2 goals against West Ham. 2 goals against Leeds. 3 goals against Arsenal. Corner to defend. Headed away. Blocked. Unlucky. Bonjour, ball. Do you know what? As much as Neto in the 10 is weird, I'm open to anything because, you know, I like to see new things. I like to see something different. I don't like to see players playing really far out of position, like Augusto in a twin 10. That does piss me off when we was watching that. Even though it did work in games against Liverpool, he played in the midfield, but it's an eyesore. Neto in the 10 could definitely be an eyesore, but it depends how you use him in the 10. If you use him as like a Palmer 10 and you use him as like a playmaking, chirky 10, then yeah, it could be disgusting. But if you play him in the 10 and you ask him to make runs off of the lap, but make the runs from deep so he can't be tracked and he's not offside, and you play those balls over the top, and when we're out wide or he's in the box and he's making an extra man in there with the lap and he's box crashing, it's different. It's not the first choice, but it could be good for us today. I don't know how he's, for me, when I look at Neto and I look at Garnacho, my biggest concern is how are they going to link up with other players? What's their relationship going to be with other players in terms of the weight of pass, the fluidity, the link up, the 1-2s, that kind of stuff. But that's a great ball. Go on, Garnacho. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, unlucky. Neto! Oh, what a chance. What a chance. Fuck. That was a great pass for Garnacho. I need to see who played that again. That was a brilliant ball. Neto, if he could have took that first time, could have been 1-0 Chelsea, but I think he tried to take the touch. Then it just got blocked. That was a great ball for Garnacho, man. Who played that pass, chat? That was a great pass. Was it Moy or was it Santos? It's a brilliant pass. Caicedo, brilliant pass. So good. So good, man. On the left foot as well, brilliant. Because it was on the weaker foot, so I was wondering, on the weaker foot, who's just sprung this one? Because I was looking at the run. The run was brilliant. I'm trying not to always ball watch. It's really difficult as a fan not to ball watch because what else would you be watching? But I am sometimes just looking at the off-the-ball movement as well. And it's a balancing between both just to see how we're a little bit maybe different to how we were under Maresca, because the off-the-ball movement was a little bit rigid, let's put it that way, at times, against low blocks. Very rigid. Here's James Esteval. But Esteval and James as a combination on the right is much nicer than Neto and James. So the supporters are killing me. Brilliant atmosphere. Nice, Santos. Esteval, good run. Go on. Oh, fuck. Santos and Caicedo's passing is lovely, man. We got some... and this is why I always champion our midfield. We got some beautiful passes of the football in midfield. There's teams on this planet, top teams that don't have passes in the midfield, and it's dark for them. We have nice passes, man. Oh, James is fucked up. Oh my God, James. That's so unlike James to do that. James, that's poor. Usually James shields the ball out or he dummies and leaves someone, but he just got caught. Cleared for Fafana, James. But yeah, we got some really good passes of the ball, man. Our midfielders can pass. Our midfielders can pass, man. I'm honestly... I'll never criticize the ownership for the midfield and the directors for the midfield. Never. Obviously, you can do different balances and different, you could do different variations of players in there. Some people say, oh, I prefer like an Adam Walton, even though sometimes I do think people could get a bit too giddy with Adam Walton. A little bit too giddy. Overrate him a little bit. I'm starting to see it. But he's talented. But I don't think I'm seeing other midfielders and thinking, Ross, what a golfing class between ours and theirs. No way. I think our midfielders are very, 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 very damn good. Our midfielders are capable of winning the Champions League. I've seen Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante, and our midfielders are capable of hitting those heights if they keep improving and be consistent. I've no doubt about that. Oh, shit. Neto. James. Anderson with Caicedo would be locked down. Walton's top potential mobilities problem. The thing is with Walton, he doesn't add goals to your midfield. Like, he really isn't a goal scorer or any sort of, so you kind of need him to be on his P's and Q's defensively because, he just has to be. Everybody separates midfield quite easily from defense to attack. What are you giving me in the attacking third? What are you doing for me in the defensive third? If you're not an elite or potentially elite level player in either of those two thirds as a midfielder, and you're just here for the ball carrying and a bit of passing, but it's not creative enough necessarily to open up teams, that's where you get lost as a midfielder, and you get looked at as surplus to requirements. You're not making a big enough difference in one of those thirds. Oh, shit. You could argue Lavia's caught up in that a bit because I wouldn't say he's a destroyer, and he's certainly not anyone that gives you output in an attacking sense. So he's kind of like your middle ground, Mateo Kovacic type profile, which means even though they're incredibly talented, very good on the eye, very useful for certain circumstances, they can be potentially replaced or upgraded on with a more important, well-rounded profile. That's coming from someone that I really like Lavia a lot, but he's not irreplaceable. Because you could all probably say, oh, instead of Lavia, let's get like someone that's more in the mold of like a Declan Rice. That's an upgrade, Someone that's more defensively complete. Or an attacking. Morgan Rogers, some of you have said, even though it's a different position. Is it raining again? Ball in the box. Fucking hell. When you don't get that first clearance on that cross, it gets mad. It's a really good ball in. The crosses coming in from the left they're decent balls into the box from Hull City. And we just, we just didn't, we just let it go through the first man. Is it Fofana, is it? Mamadou Sarr's obviously out there. I keep forgetting about him. Sarr. Keep an eye on Sarr, actually, how he progresses play from the... Oh, what a ball! Oh, shit! Oh, my God. Mamadou Sarr has just played an absolute peach of a ball for his potential first assist in a Chelsea shirt. And Esteval, first touch is perfect. Gets across the defender, rounds the goalkeeper, and bashes it, balloons it, bamboozles it over the bar. It's such a... It's reminding me of Fernando Torres, Old Trafford. It wasn't as bad as that, but it is reminiscent. Fuck. What a chance. You expect him to score. It's a poor miss. What a chance, man. That would have been a great assist for Sarr, man. Sarr. Such a good pass from Sarr. Such a good pass. I was just about to... Yeah. I was literally just saying, like, let's see how he plays out from the back. He's obviously on the left side. He's predominantly right-footed, so you have to cut him a bit of grace there. But let's see if he can progress the ball and break lines and create... And then he goes and plays a pass like that. You don't think Rice is an upgrade on Lavia defensively? Why would you say that? Because in terms of tackles, interceptions, aerially, I don't really know what you're saying. Like, I'm a bit shocked that you said that in the chat. Rice is not an upgrade on Lavia defensively. How is that possible that you think that? There's parts of Lavia's game that is better than Rice. Like, there's a couple parts. Maybe you could say he's more press resistant or he's more agile. He's better at carrying not even carrying the ball. Let's be careful. They carry the ball in different ways. But Lavia's really good at close control, really good at getting out of, tight quarters and first phase build up and stuff like that. But defensively? What? But even fuck all that, just durability-wise. Do you know what I'm saying? Just from an athleticism standpoint, just from a goal scoring, chance creation from dead ball situations, delivery, crossing, tackling, intercepting, heading. It's not a debate. Like I said, I give Lavia a few things, but in terms of the overall, it's not really a debate that we can be having. Man's looking like Bad Bunny. Who's looking like Bad Bunny? It's snowing in February. Bro, this is England, bruv. I'm surprised you're surprised. It don't even snow in December. It always snows after the turn of the year. If it's going to snow, it will snow then. Because it won't be It won't be at Christmas when it's actually like cute for it to snow. Oh, it's Christmas, it's snowing. That's adorable. No. They don't do that in the UK. In the UK, it snows when we're sick of it, sick of the weather being cold and we want it to be warm. That's when it starts snowing. Oh, for fuck's sake, Steve. Out of play. Huh? Delap? Are you taking the fucking piss? Send Delap to Melbourne City. Send him to Mumbai FC. He needs to learn Arabic. What is going on? You better start learning special characters. What in the world? I need a replay on that. I need a replay on all of this shit. This is crazy work. How are we not tuning up? First Esteval, then Delap. How? How? You better go and find oh my, look at this. First of all, the goalkeeper clears it into his foot, which hits the bar, goes slightly over the line, but not enough for it to be a goal, and then bounces out. But my thing is you've taken a touch now. What's stopping you from smacking this in the goal? My brother, in the replay, he's complaining that it's not a goal. So instead of just focusing on getting the rebound into the goal, he's complaining with his hand up, looking at the referee after he's taken his first touch, when he should be setting himself to take the second touch and hit it. Because this is a two-touch move, guys. This is not a one-touch move. This is a two-touch move. One touch to get the ball back in line, second touch to shoot. And after the first touch, he's put his hand up, looking at the ref before he's taken his shot to say, where's the goal? Instead of just putting it in the back of the net and then asking. Oh my God, this guy. Oh my God, this fucking guy. So dumb. So dumb. Diabolical behavior. Diabolical behavior, honestly. And then instead of shooting on the second touch, it's another touch and another touch and another. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. This 9 shirt is cursed. I used to say to you guys, the 9 shirt's not cursed. It's cursed. You're right. When you're right, you're right. The 9 shirt is cursed. It's cursed. Fuck. James. Caught, collected, claimed. Did it go over the line? It did go over the line, but not the whole ball. So 75% of the ball was over the line. 80% of the ball. Maybe even more. Let's take a look. Yeah, no. 75% of the ball's over the line. So, yeah. No goal. The technology's there. It's not really up for debate. But what is up for debate is why he isn't putting the ball in the back of the net afterwards. Wild. No, it's about 75. No. The whole ball needs to be over the line for it to count. 100%, not 90%, not 95, 99, 100% of the ball. If any of the ball is on that line, it's not a goal, which I think is the right way to do it. And that's what it is. Is there no goal line? There's no goal line technology today? Oh, I thought there was. Okay, well, even if there isn't, we got replays, so it's easy. It's easy to see. People are saying there is goal line tech. There isn't. I think there is. I thought there was. Some people are saying there's not. But even if there isn't, it's really not close. It's clearly not on over the line. You got me dilapidated. That's funny. Man said he's dilapidated. That's funny. Oh, boy. I think I need to change my description because I said this was round 5 and this is round 4. Fourth round of the FA Cup. I like Saar at the moment. It's pretty good performance. Nothing crazy. But a really good pass, though. Pass has been good. We should be 2-0 up, guys. Should be 2-0 up. Ooh. I want some of our players to be mic'd up. And we need to start a little series on the YouTube channel, on the Chelsea YouTube channel. Let's mic them up. Let's do a little comp, little highlights. Mic highlights during the game. I want to hear what these men are saying when they're doing some of this ludicrous shit. Surely, if I heard how angry they were with themselves when they did dumb shit, I would probably relate to them more. And I'll be able to forgive them a lot easier. That's what I'm thinking. Logically, that's what I'm thinking. I need to start hearing this pain that you're putting me through. I need to hear the same pain for you. So then I can at least know that it's not on purpose. It's the only way, chat. It's the only way. Put them on them. Mic them up. Mic them up. Because some of these misses today, and yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Steve's had a couple bad moments today. The miss, some of the passes. Ugh. I think he'd get angry. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, man. Burton Albion are playing West Ham. Oh, okay. So it's not just us today. It's not just us today, chat. There's another game on. Delap. Thing is, he can't be like as bad as we're seeing now. Like, it's getting to a point where it's like, even for me, as someone who didn't want him and thinks he shouldn't be here, it's getting a bit silly though, you know? It's getting a bit silly. It's getting a bit silly now. Offensive is the word. I'm offended with some of these actions today. Deep breaths, chat. People saying he's worse than Guy. Guy's not on the bench, by the way. So Mweka is your option. Mweka on, and to be honest, depending on how it's going, I'm not even against it. But ideally that doesn't have to happen without some sort of goal or some sort of something. We need a goal, guys. We're playing well enough for one, and we're dominating. So we need to take advantage of the situation before it's too late, or before something shit happens. My mic's going mad. It shouldn't be. Oh God. Shim. 30 minutes gone. Fuck. Fuck. Rivals are saying we need to cash in tomorrow. Yeah, Joe Shields, you fucked up. I'll be real. You fucked up. Let's just say how it is. Joe Shields fucked up. Gittins, Delap. This last window from you, brother, it's very spooky. It's very, very spooky. It's 80 million pounds. 82 million pounds on those two players from Joe Shields. 82 million. Very spooky. Right now, Stanley's winning. At the moment, with his Brighton connections, Sanchez and Cucurella and Caicedo and... I mean, Buonanotte was a waste of everyone's time, but at least it didn't cost any money. Who else is coming from Brighton? We should have a sporting director league table. That's what we need. We need a sporting director league table. And we just assign a player that we believe the sporting director had a heavy involvement in, and just make a league table. And let's just see who's winning. It would be interesting. But it's our own sporting directors against each other. It's not a league table of everybody else's sporting directors. Neto. Garnacho. Oh my fucking God! Some of these guys are so funny. They're comedians. 33 minutes gone. First goal needs to be happening before half-time. At the moment, we ain't getting no young players on. Although, I would very much still even encourage the two young Cobham players to come on to actually help us. Even though I've not seen them play a lick of first-team football, some of the shit that I'm seeing from Garnacho and sometimes I see from Delap, we actually might improve. We actually might improve with the two Cobham, well, the Derry's Palace, to be fair. But from the two young players from the academy, we might actually get better. We might actually get better. So... Santos. Caicedo. Santos. I need more from Esteval. James. I want more from James and Esteval on the ball. Go on. Go on, play it. Surely that could have been one pass, man. Esteval. He has. Yeah, it's fair. That's what I'm saying. I need more from Esteval because he hasn't been good. With the moments he's had, he's not been good. Not the level that he can play at. Way below his own level. Garnacho. Why the fuck are you lot telling him to shoot, man? Are you playing against us or something? These men are really telling Garnacho to shoot from that range. Enemies of progress. Hato. Whole City breaking. Good tackle. Good tackle, Hato. James. Neto. Oh, that's not a good opportunity to shoot, man. Is he shooting or passing? I don't know. He does like a first-time pass. Santos. Loves a first-time pass. But I don't know what the hell he was trying to do. I think he was trying to shoot. It doesn't make any sense. The way oh, for fuck's sake. Some of the passing today is fucking abysmal. From even some of our best players. Some of the passing. Come on. Jesus Christ. Is it the snow? Maybe it's the snow, chap. Might be the snow. Ball in behind. Good tackle, Reese. Big tackle, Reese. Big tackle. Come on, boys. Oh, shit. Whole City. Whole City on the left-hand side. Good tackle again, Reese. Well done, Reese James. That's the quality I like to see. Fucking hell. Cleared. Delap. Nice. Hold up. Okay, good. Nice. Play it. Nice. Garnacho. Always booed. Ball in. Cleared. Not a good ball in. Caicedo. James. Neto. Fucking hell. Do you know what? I kind of agree with Neto a bit. Like, it's not a good pass because it doesn't go to the man, but Esteval should be moving towards him and offering an option there. I don't know if he's tired or what the fuck happened there, but he should have been offering himself for a 1-2. It's quite obviously needed to be the next phase. Here's Neto. Neto. That's a good ball. Oh! Oh, man. That was a great ball from Neto. Oh, what a ball that was from Neto. Fuck. That's unlucky. That's unlucky. Neto again. Good ball into... Okay. Neto. Shot. Yes! Great finish. Pedro Neto in the 10. Never thought I'd see the day, but he's had a nice couple of moments before that strike. So he's got the goal and he's put us ahead right before half time. Thank God. He was involved in it from the jump. Nice ball inside, and then just received it back from Delap, I think, and then a great finish. But he's the one that kind of punches it into. I'm not sure who it was. Great finish, man. Santos, was it? No. Great finish. Yeah, great shot. Brilliant shot. Great finish, great goal. Good play. Going through the heart of the whole City defence, right down the middle. He started it, he finished it. I don't know who he's punched that ball into. I don't know if it's Hato or... It's not Santos and it's not Caicedo. Maybe it's Hato, I'm not sure. But, whew, good finish, man. Good finish. Delap. Go on. Garnacho. Cleared. Yeah, we should be 2 or 3-0 up, but we missed easier chances than that. Much easier chances. So I think that goal kind of at least eradicates one of the big misses from Esteval. And then if we can get another goal that isn't necessarily XG friendly, then we can eradicate the Delap miss and live peacefully. But yeah. Ooh. Oh dear. Here's Neto. Caicedo. James. Neto again. Come on, guys. Nice. Garnacho, play it. Held on to it. Ooh. So yawny. I have no idea why. It's Caicedo. Good. I'm enjoying Neto in the last few moments. That's a great ball for Esteval as well. He's not controlled it. He's not playing any way, he's not playing the same way he'd play on the wing at all, which sometimes with a player like him, you worry, is he just going to just look like a fish out of water in that 10, playing as another head down run merchant. But he's actually picking his head up and trying to facilitate what's going on as much as he can. He's actually moving like a 10. Obviously, it is Hull City, but he's actually playing like he wants to facilitate and create, and he's trying to receive the ball in good areas and make things happen. Here's Garnacho. Oh, God. Nearly half time. Cleared. Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. Yellow card. Neto. Oh, dear me. Yeah, it's never going to be anything other than a yellow. That type of barge. Free kick. About 10, 15 seconds left until half time. Half time. Half time. Hull City 0, Chelsea 1. After, well, we've seen so much, so I don't know. We can't really be comfortable because we already know what that looks like. A 2-0 lead, and then it can become a 2-2. So can't get too comfortable. But it's a good first half in terms of the performance. We've created enough opportunities to be 2 or 3-0 up. We should be 2 or 3-0 up. Some of the chances we've missed in this first half have been, you know, they're going on Twitter. That's where they're going. They're going on Twitter, and people will do what they do with that content. So there's some serious misses in that first half. I think Neto in the 10, considering we didn't replace Buonanotte, he's been better than Buonanotte. So for someone that isn't a 10, that is a winger, that is a head down and run sometimes, most of the time out on the wing, he is playing, and I know it's Hull City, but he is, and we've seen Buonanotte against Lincoln, but he is playing as a 10, and he is trying to become what the 10 position is required, is needed from him, which is to have your head up, to create, to try and link up and create and put passes together and have awareness and anticipate what's around you. And he's been serviceable in there. He's been serviceable in there, very serviceable. And the finish is fantastic. And he had a hand in it before. I know, yeah, some of you will say Buonanotte, yeah, he got a goal against Lincoln in the second half when we perked up in at a half time, but no one was good in that first half. And to be honest, he wasn't, yeah, but Buonanotte just wasn't moving the dice. He wasn't moving the needle whatsoever in there. So hence why he didn't start for Leeds, you know, in the last game of all teams. So yeah, we're gonna get into the rest of it. Why is Hassan blinded by anything Mo Salah does? I didn't know he was. I can't really answer that. I have no idea. I mean, Mo Salah is a legend, and he is going down as one of Liverpool's greatest ever players. So it's probably that, to be honest. Don't you think our style of play sees Sanchez touch the ball more than our forwards, especially our striker, false nine? The style of play is very complacent. The defenders and the goalkeeper is always going to touch the ball more in a possession-based system because you're going to start from the back, right? And the back is going to have more time because naturally there's less players on the opposition, so it's more time to take touches and more time to pass between each other and be patient to try and break lines and all these things. And when the ball gets into the final third, it is 1 or 2 touch play, you know, really most of the time because it's just congested. So that's just a normal thing. But that's not a mark of how good or bad you are. That's just the general consensus. So Van Heck at Brighton is going to have more touches. A Van Dijk at Liverpool is going to have more touches. And today, it's the goalkeeper if he's stepping into the back line or whatever, or it's going to be, you know, Fofana or so. But I don't think the style's been an issue today. I think the style's been good. I think we've been very, very good in the middle. We've been trying to find little gaps and little combination play, and I think we're just not gonna be as complimentary of what we've done because we don't have the goals to back it up. If we were 3-0 up right now, we'd be saying that's the perfect half. Hull City have not had any real chances. They've had a couple crosses come into the box. We didn't deal with one of them as well as I'd like us to do. Reece James got caught on the right back position, trying to shield the ball. And that's about it. I'm sure if I check their XG, it's going to be pretty much borderline 0. And the only issue here is we're not taking the chances. They've had no big, no big chances, Hull City. They're not showing me the XG. I don't know why. They've had five shots, no big chances. Our keeper's made one save. And yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much there for them. Whereas for us, we've obviously had a lot of moments we should have done better with. So I think the scoreline is just a bit underwhelming for some of you, considering the way we've played. We should be 2 or 3-0 up. And remember, Hull City are 4th in the Championship. Like I said, they're not some meaty, shitty team that we can just come here making changes and just steamrolling in one half. It's going to take 2 halves to do this. So I haven't really got loads of complaints. My only complaint would be Delap and that chance, Esteval and his chance, and some of his passing, Reece James and his lapse of concentration a couple times. And that's it. I mean, Garnacho is I'm not really too bothered about what he's doing on the left because we ain't got nothing, Hopefully Derry will come on 20 minutes to go, but I'm past even thinking about what Garnacho is doing on the ball now. It's like he does what he wants. He can do what he wants over there, I'll be real. He's got the luxury of doing what he wants now in my little brain. I'm not too bothered. Delap is trash. He should go play for Lebanon. Mad. To be fair, Steve, I don't think he understands understands snow. Imagine Gew in that Delap situation. No nonsense. Probably yeah. Because if there's one thing Gew is he's persistent and he's very focused on scoring the ugly goals and putting the ball in the back of the net when the opportunity is presented. He will get it done when it should be done. Garnacho and Delap aren't even non-league level. That's probably not the case. It's very, very harsh. We miss tossing. What? Delap. Okay, I don't know what you're even saying because you got to type and space out the words, and you got to type English for me because that's the only language I can read. But I don't know why you said we missed tossing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on there. I don't think we do. I don't know why you think we do. I've been very happy with Sarr. Sarr played a beautiful pass for Esteval. That's the miss that he had. Sarr's having a pretty easy day. I think most of Hull City's attacks are coming down Reece James' side, which is surprising because you'd think that they would target Hato and Sarr, not Fofana and Reece. But most of the breakaways are, either when we're dominating the game high up the pitch and then they're breaking and trying to carry the ball and then we're doing tactical fouls or we're winning the ball back really well with tackles from Hato and Reece James in recovery. And then some of the crosses and stuff are coming off the left-hand side for their attack and the right-hand side of our defence. So I don't think the left-hand side's had too much to do. But Sarr looks decent. Don't really know if we can judge him. We can't, to be fair, judge him too much. There's not really much to do. It's just all on the ball. How much times can you break the lines? How many times can you play any more of those really nice passes that you played to Esteval over the top? And just don't make any mistakes. Don't have any brain farts. Don't have any costly moments. And that's it. And then we move. This is a really nice, I think, first game for him to come into in terms of the way the game's panning out. It's not being very difficult for the defenders today. It's kind of how you want it for someone making their debut. But yeah. But like I said, the bench is fun. It's fun. There's fun options. And I would personally like to see a second goal go in very damn early so we can start to talk about, can we bring on Derry for Garnacho on the left? Are we going to give Esteval the full 90? Cool, whatever, That's the manager's prerogative, depending on the performance in the second half, first 10, 15, 20 minutes. But Derry, I want to come on, and I want to see him on the left, because that's where he plays. He plays on the left, so let's see him on the left. Let's see him in his... I don't want to see Derry on the right. I don't want to see Derry out of position. If we're going to bring Derry on, let's put him on the left. Same with Mweka. Let's put him up front. That's the only place he can go. Let's put him in for Delap in the second half if we're 2-0 up. Derry, the only thing he needs to do if he comes on is he needs to track back. What he does on the ball, that's on him. If he can step up to the level, championship opposition, the fullback is given. He's causing. He's a difficult fullback to go past for Garnacho, but that's because Garnacho's not very good at dribbling. So even then, Garnacho still had a couple good cutbacks today, and he still had a couple moments. Let's see if Derry can do that if he comes on. But the one thing that you need to do when you come on is track back. Do not make us defensively weaker, because Garnacho is not even known for his defense. So if you come on and make it a problem, then that's not going to reflect very well for you. And apart from that, I'm not too bothered about the rest of the changes, to be honest. That's all dependent on the score. If we need Enzo, if we need João Pedro, if we need any of these guys. But yeah, hopefully we won't need them. Well, hopefully not. But I'm enjoying Caicedo and Santos in midfield together. Reece isn't holding width. No, I don't know if that's by design. He's coming quite central. He's playing just in the same line sometimes as Santos and Caicedo, almost as a third midfielder, which is obviously a position he's played a lot. You're not really seeing him overlap too much on the right and get really high and wide. But that might be a physical thing from the manager. But I do like to see Andres Santos and Caicedo. I think if they can keep building up this relationship, this partnership, this duo, I think it's going to serve us very well in the future. You got everything you need. You got tackles. You got interceptions. You got obviously you could maybe do with someone a little bit more aerially dominant, because we don't have much height necessarily. But that's the only thing. Mobility, good on the ball, good passes, press resistant, take responsibility in the first phase, pick it up off the defenders. All of that, we got all of it, Ball carrying ability, okay, maybe not so much, and aerially, maybe not so much. But outside of that, we got everything else. So I'm very happy with that partnership. And some of Santos's first time passes are very, very nice, man. You see it against Leeds and whatnot, very, very nice. So yeah, you don't have to worry about breaking lines with those two together in the middle. They're gonna find people in the pockets, that's for sure. And they've done that again today. Would you not spend on Elliot, Walton if Santos balls and Lavia keeps fit? Would not spend. Okay. So you would not spend on Anderson or Walton. Yeah, I mean, if Lavia stays fit is a big if. And it's getting to a point where, you know, it's becoming a little bit of a dream. So I'm hoping. But all I know is we should be going into next season with 4 pivot players, and Lavia needs to be the 4th. He needs to be the 4th. So if Enzo isn't considered that anymore, which I wouldn't, he could go in there, but I wouldn't nail him down for it, because he's still doing up like 3 or 4 different positions at this point, playing on the left, playing in the 10. So this guy that we signed, Asigo, he needs replacing, right? And he needs loaning out, and then we need to go and sign someone else, and then it's Caicedo, Santos, whoever else that is, and Lavia. And then I'm fine, because at least if Lavia's injured, then you have still 4 players, and you just push Enzo back in there, and then you have depth and cover. Because otherwise, you're going to end up burning out Caicedo. You're going to end up, yeah, it's going to get dark. You need another midfielder next season. You need to replace the Sigro guy, because he was meant to play this season and prove himself and show what the hell he's about, and he hasn't been able to do any of that. So we're not going into next season with 2 injury-prone midfielders and 1 midfielder we don't even know what he's capable of. That can't run. So yeah, that's what I would be looking at. Reece as well, yeah, you can put him in there, but he's still a right back, isn't he? In terms of first and foremost, I think he's, especially with Josh not being a right back now, most likely being a centre back, and Gusto just being so hot and cold. Sometimes I look at Gusto's performance, I think, fucking hell, I'm going to absolutely lose it with you. First touches and just being very, very up and down and inconsistent technically sometimes for me. So In an ideal situation, Reece is at right back because your central midfield is patterned. The only reason why he was in the midfield is because the central midfield wasn't patterned. Santos wasn't playing, and then we had no partner for Caicedo. So pattern the midfield, and you don't need to worry about putting Reece in there as much. Does Chelsea get too comfortable 1-2-0 up? I mean, yeah. I mean, away from home, we have the second best record in the league, behind Arsenal, and then at home, I believe we're mid-table in the league. And we've dropped so many points from winning positions, but a lot of them have been at home. Brighton, I think we took the lead. Sunderland, we took the lead. Leeds, we took the lead. Loads of games at home, we took the lead, and we didn't finish off the job, and we didn't win the game. Our home record stinks. So today we're obviously not at home. So I'm kind of praying that that's part of it, and we don't have to worry as much today with complacency and dropping off. But yeah, first versus second half for us is a big problem. Big problem. We took, let me see. We take the lead against Villa. Yeah, we took the lead against Villa at home, lost the game 2-1. Bloody hell. Took the lead against Arsenal, even though it was 10 men. Drew the game. We take the lead a lot and fuck it up at home. So, yeah, can we see this out? The best way to do that is to score more goals. How's Sarr performed? Sarr's been good. Played a really beautiful pass for Esteval. Should have got an assist. Hasn't had much to do defensively, but he's just doing his job, keeping the ball, playing well. No problems so far. No problems at all. Most of the traffic's coming down the right, which James and Fofana has to deal with it. First man on the crosses in, swinging and stuff. I wouldn't say with Sarr no game time for Josh. If Sarr's going to play left side centre back, doesn't impact Josh as much. But I don't know. I don't know if he's going to play on the left and the right, or he's just going to play on the left because we've got so many right side centre backs. I have no idea. Today he's playing on the left. We've seen Chalobah on the left as well. I think the manager is clearly, obviously, looking for left side centre back players after Chalobah, and rightly so, because Badiashile has been awful. I think in terms of his level this season as well. When he's played, he had a couple good games and then he got injured again. Benfica and Liverpool, and then he got injured again and was arsed when he came back. So he's one of the players I'd be looking at to sell in the summer as well. I've kind of had enough now. A lot of it is probably unlucky with the injuries, but at the same time, we have had you here for 3 years. It'll be 3.5 years, I think, when the summer rolls around. Second half's kicked off. Bear with, because I need to get this timer in sync. Let's see if these guys can get the second. When's I guess the draw for the FA Cup will be on Sunday. Slightly off again, but we're getting there. Come on, guys. Personally, I see it. Like, people compare Delap with Gu. I don't rate Gu high enough to waste my time comparing him with anyone, because I don't believe that he is either a special talent to be here. And I said that early days. Some people see it as harsh, but it's just my opinion. I look at other young forwards and I'm far more excited. I put it like this. I was far more excited with Datra Fofana, and he got very limited minutes under Graham Potter. But the little things that I did see, I thought, okay, there's something here potentially. I don't see that with Guy as much, and I don't see that with Delap. So I'm not gonna bother comparing them because I'd probably move them both on loan and on sale. Oh, someone's gifted 5 memberships. Very nice of you. Thank you very much to you, Voice of Kalechi, because there is a new membership. There is a new membership bit of content that went out today with Skull Thuggery. So 5 extra people get to see that now. In that episode, we spoke about autism. We spoke about death. We spoke about how much I make on YouTube. And we spoke about Lego. So it was a lot of random stuff. We spoke about a lot of random stuff. Don't know why Lego came up. I can't even remember. But it was funny. Some other stuff as well. Oh, now I remember why Lego came up. Yeah. It just hit me. West Ham Wrexham are 1-0 up against Ipswich. Are West Ham playing or not? Or did I see something? I don't know. 49 minutes gone. Guys, there's no replays, is there? Don't think there is, but let me know in the chat. Better not be. I'm sure they got rid of that crap. Ball in. Oh, what a save. Big save, Santos. Dying for him to get a goal. I don't think he's scored for Chelsea, and if he has, he's not got more than one. He's got so many goals last few seasons at Strasbourg. It's a good header. Great save, though. Great save. Yeah, good save. A really good save. Leaps well. There's quite a few of them leaping for Fafana and Hato, I think. But not quite. Ball in. Yes! Second goal. Don't know if Hato got the last touch or if it's Neto, but it's a goal anyway and it's 2-0. I'm not even going to utter the words that it's game over, but that's exactly what we needed at the start of this second half. Phillips doesn't even look like he can even see the ball as it comes in. The ball comes in. It's quite a flat cross, near post, quite low. I don't think anybody touches this in a Chelsea shirt. Hato doesn't touch it. Delap doesn't touch it. I think it's a 2-0. It's a Neto second goal. Second goal for Neto. And it's gone through the keeper's legs. And it's a goal from a direct corner. Just straight from the corner. Neto gets his second goal of the game from the corner. That's mad. That is bonkers. Didn't touch anyone. So it's a goal straight from the corner. Didn't touch anyone. I was thinking maybe it's an own goal, but nah. Here's Garnacho. Santos. Fucking hell. Do you know what? Sorry, Caicedo. And Neto as well. These midfielders, man. Very calm. Very calm. Because I thought he was going to get pressed and lose it there, but he just bopped it straight away first time. Bounced it onto Neto. Oh, lovely Caicedo. Unlucky. Ball in. Oh, great defending for Fafana. Great defending. Sorry, Caicedo. If Caicedo doesn't intercept that, fuck. Fofana actually, that's closest to the fullback where the cross, but Caicedo, a great interception. If he doesn't get to that, it might be 2-1. Could be in some shit. Could be in some shit. But the pass that he attempted to play a minute ago was a good one, man. Tried to play it through the press, but it was just slightly off target. I don't mind that, because you shouldn't concede even if you even do give the ball away. In that instance, there's too many people behind the ball. I like to see my players trying to break lines. Much prefer you do that, and you might give the ball away the odd time than if you're playing super safe in some sort of donut safety of circle of safety ring bullshit, instead of actually trying to play passes that are going to make a difference and getting them wrong. Here's Garnacho, 2v3. Garnacho, he's on his own. There's nobody there. Pick your head up, bro. Pick your head up. Fuck's sake, this guy. Oh, God. It's not even the thought that's wrong. It's the execution, and the execution's wrong because he's not aware of what's going on around him. Like, cutting it back is what you need to do. But you need to wait till somebody's there, for fuck's sake. And you need to be able to see where they are. Like, don't just cut it back just because cutting it back is the right thing to do. You need to actually find... You actually need to cut it back to someone. You know what I mean? On the left foot, I got more sympathy for the blind cutbacks that are just cutbacks, and you're praying that somebody's going to run onto it. Someone's going to be in the space. If you're dribbling on your wrong side and you're on your left foot now and you're cutting it back to the edge of the area, the D, okay, someone should be there. Sometimes maybe it's going to get to someone, sometimes it's not. But it's a blind cutback. But blind cutback on your right foot, head up, nobody pressing you, nobody on you, not, you know, it's like, there's just no need. Just be patient. Esteval. Yeah, Saar looked good, man. Looking good. Like I said, very low pressure situation for him today. Perfect game to make a debut. Hull City are not really offering much on his side going forward. All he needs to do is keep things ticking, keep playing those passes. And he's got some really incredible central midfielders ahead of him as well that are taking responsibility on the ball, playing beautiful passes. Santos again there, linking up with Delap and Hato. So it's a very easy debut. Here's Garnacho. That's good play. Cut that back for Hato. Okay. Oh, fuck's sake. Such good step over from Garnacho and creates the separation, but the shot is so weak. It's really weak. Santos. Caicedo. It reminds me of a little bit like Georgie Cover, those two playing together in the midfield. They're really like close to each other. You look at the pivot, Santos and Caicedo, they could hold hands if they wanted to. They're really close. They're constantly bouncing the ball back and forth between each other and creating this kind of vacuum where the whole City press will go onto them and think that they can get it, and then they'll just pop it round the corner and then open up all this space for others. It very much reminds me of Jorginho and Kovacic. I don't think we've had a pivot play like that since Jorginho and Kovacic. Kante a bit different because he was so much energy that he didn't sit like that together. I think those two did it because obviously Jorginho mobility-wise was very slow, but then also because Cover was not an attacking midfielder in any sense of the word at Chelsea. Couldn't really play the final pass a lot of the time or get the goal shot from distance, whereas Kante, be fair to Kante, he's great at counter-pressing, but he did actually get a couple nice goals himself. Matic and Fabregas is another shout. I like that shout a lot when Fabregas moved into the deeper part of the pitch in his Chelsea career. That was another good example of this, what we're seeing here. Yeah. Corner for Hull. Timer might be off, actually. All right, let me check. Fuck. Corner. Cleared. Yeah, we're 10 seconds behind. We're up to speed now. Santos. Yeah. Commentator's just praising him now. Really impressed with Santos. But I'll be real. I always knew Santos was capable of this, man. I'm not going to lie. I ain't going to toot my own horn too much. But if any of you were here a couple of years ago, FA Cup, Preston, North End, in January, Delap, fuck, Esteval, 3-0. Game over. I was calling for Santos to be recalled in that Preston match reaction because I wanted him to come in so badly into midfield because he's just that good. But yeah, third goal for Esteval. Lovely stuff. Delap involved. And this is surely the tie done and dusted now. And this is, can't ask for much more, guys. Lower league opposition. But they are still fourth in the championship. And we're now getting into really nice, healthy scoreline territory. And that's even on top of missing big chances in the first half. Delap holds up the ball, running the channel. This is what I've not seen enough from him at all. This is really good. Runs the channel, cuts it back. That is exactly the type of centre-forward play we need to be seeing from Liam Delap. Run the channels. He hasn't run the channels enough in his Chelsea career. He's not run the channels enough. He's not winning the battle with the centre-backs a lot of the time physically. Run the channels. Can you run the channels? Can you become a provider like he did there? That was brilliant striker play. And now we're 3-0 up. Esteval tapping. Really good, man. This is good. Second half. Can't ask for much more to start the second half like this. Before the 60th minute, we're 3-0 up. And now we can start looking at Derry and players like that. Achampong coming on for James. Fernandez coming on for Caicedo. Fantastic subs. I think James could always do with looking after. He's just come back from injury or illness. And Caicedo has played a lot of football, so I think him and Enzo have to share the minutes, as we said before the game today. And 60 minutes for Caicedo, 30 minutes for Enzo is good as well. Now, after these subs, I'm looking at Moeka. I'm looking at Derry. I'm looking at, can you give some debuts to the Cobham talents that we have? That will make it perfect from a man management standpoint. Even if it's 15 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, can you give these guys 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Thoughts on Hato? Like I said, I think the whole left-hand side for me has been very, very easy for them over there, which I'm surprised. I thought, you know, Fofana and James are very experienced. I did not think Hull City would, in the first half, have most of their attacks through the left. I thought they'd target the two teenagers on the left, but they're on their right-hand side of attack, our left side. But they haven't done that. So I'm not really seeing Hato 1v1 defending much. I'm not seeing Sarr having to defend in the channel. I'm not seeing them having to make many clearances or many defensive actions. I think it's just been all on the ball. And on the ball, both of them have been really good. So I don't have any complaints. But I just don't feel like they've really been tested today, if I'm being honest. I don't think they've been tested. These are Hato's defensive stats. He's had no tackles. He's not had to make a tackle. So no tackles. So he's won no tackles. 2 interceptions. And an interception is very, you know, because it could be a shit pass that you just need to just intercept. Is not necessarily a groundbreaking event. But he has had a couple of recoveries that he's done and done very well with when we've been high up the pitch, like I said. Clearance is 4. Recoveries 4. So whatever. Ground duels 0 out of 6. 2 out of 2 aerial. And yeah, Only been dribbled past once. Sarr, 1 tackle out of 1. 3 clearances, 3 recoveries, 3 aerial deals out of 4. And 1 ground deal out of 2. But they look comfortable, as they should. As they should. "63 minutes gone. 3-0. Can we get a 4th? Yeah, it always had to be Sarr, you know, outside of destabilizing Strasbourg and whatever there. It always had to be Sarr coming into this team to help us more than Insamino. Insamino has been too injury prone, and Sarr obviously had a really good AFCON, but he's just durable right now, and Insamino's not. I don't think bringing in an injury prone centre back is a good idea in the most physical league in the world. It's not a good idea. He needs to physically improve vastly before he comes and starts thinking about Premier League. Get those injuries out of the system. But yeah, you don't need to spend 60 million on Jaquette when you got this many young centre backs. Sarr looks good today, very composed, cool on the ball. Long way to go for him. A lot more, much more bigger tests to come. Enzo, easy pass for him. That's fucking light work. Delap. Oh, if you're going to let Delap make that run with all that space, Enzo Fernandez is going to pick him out with his eyes closed. Eyes closed. I can't believe there's no whole City defender making that run, tracking that run, because it's food and drink. And it's good. As soon as Enzo's got the ball, Delap knows to get on his bike. He's been better in the second half, gets the assist, more involved in the game, running these channels, peeling off defenders. Can he get a goal for himself? How's ball in, caught. How's Garnacho been? Garnacho's been Garnacho. That's the best way I can describe Garnacho's performance. He's done exactly what Garnacho usually does. Yeah, nothing special. Nothing to change the Premier League lineups. Does Chelsea get 2 Yeah, read that one out. Sorry, thank you very much. You need to pick up the momentum again to get top 4 with ease and beating Arsenal for us and salvaging at least FA Cup Blue Cartel. Yeah, I agree. We need to... I'd love to go to the Emirates and win, man, but fuck me. It's not going to be easy. We need to make sure our players are available, all of them. We got no excuses, man. Sick or tired of playing this team and not putting our best foot forward. Santos. Nice. Beautiful weight of pass, man. Santos should do better. It's a great return from Esteval. Santos should do better. Cleared. Who's everyone's man in the match so far in the chat? Let me know. Maybe I should put up a poll, actually. Yeah, let me put up a poll, man in the match. I'm gonna give four options. And let's see if I've given... I think I'll cover all bases if I give these options. Santos into Neto. Esteval. Do you know what? I don't actually think there's many options for man of the match. If I'm being deadly serious, I think there's only 2 options. So I'm going to just give 2 options. Because I think anyone else... Nah, not for me. Not for me. I think none of the defenders can get it because it's just been too easy for them. It's been too easy for the defenders today. It's too comfortable. There's nothing difficult about their job today. It's just too easy. It's bread and butter for them. I think it's Neto or Santos for me. Neto or Santos. Santos has been brilliant again in that midfield. He's obviously going to do a full 90 minutes, which Caicedo is not, which is going to give him an edge as well. Enzo's only doing 30 minutes. And Neto's obviously got 2 goals. I don't think anyone else can get it, personally. The defenders have had an absolute jolly up today. Hato, nice. Garnacho. Hato. I don't think man the match will change in the last 20 minutes because I do think everything from this point afterwards now is pretty piss for these players. The hardest part of the game is winning, getting the first few goals and actually winning the game when it's level and when the low block is there and when Hull City believe they can get something. I don't think this part of the game is as equal as the first 20 minutes or the second 20 minutes or the third 20 minutes. This is the easiest part of the game now. And any contributions at this point are... It's done. Man the match, done. Finished. Finished! It's finished! Man the match! Pedro Neto, man the match. Like I said, I don't think it's going to change. I don't think the options are going to be changing, chat. Man of the match. And you know what? Delap, another assist. Another assist for Delap. I don't know how many assists is that now? 2? 3? I don't know. 2. Delap, another assist. But Neto, Liam Delap comes short, shows for it, holds it. Neto, first time, right foot, bottom corner. Brilliant. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. 2 bits of top-tier centre-forward play from him in this second half. This is the kind of shit that we need to be seeing from him. Not what we were seeing in the first half. Second half, much more involved. Providing something. And Neto hat-trick is a madness. Is it 3 assists? Fuck. 3 assists. So hold on. Oh, yeah, because he assisted the first goal, didn't he? Blood, fire. Blood, fire, and brimstone. He assisted the first goal, I forgot. Blood, fire. He's assisted Neto twice and Esteval once. Jesus is Lord. 3 assists, hat-trick of assists. That's crazy. Hat-trick for Neto, hat-trick of assists for Delap. Bonkers. Bonkers, 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 bonkers. Bonkers. Oh, this is very good. Cleared. Oh. Here's Garnacho. Neto. Can we get Derry on? 73 minutes gone, 4-0. If you're not... Aye! He's bringing on Derry. Like, brah. Boom. Boom, shakalaka. Tosin's coming on. I don't really know why, but it's all good. Maybe taking off Saar. Actually, I do know why. Again, like I said before the watch-along kicked off, you got to keep your seniors... You got to keep some of your senior players happy. And you got to give them some minutes, and you got to keep them involved, and you got to keep them motivated to help the team and to turn up to training with the head held high and all that bullshit. So it's called man management, chat. That's why Tosin's coming on. That's good man management. Woo! But can I get Moeka on as well? Let's get Derry on for Garnacho. AAS. Bro, kick the ball out of play. I want Derry on now. I want to waste another second. Kick this ball out of play now. Stop wasting everyone's time. Boot this ball out of play. I want this ball to be booted out of play. Saar's on the yellow. Perfect. Makes even more sense. Nah, don't be up doing this possession gimmick. Kick this ball out of play. Sanchez. Man, them are saying we're going to lose 5-4 because Tosin's coming on. That is dark. That is crazy, crazy work, chat. Man, them are saying we're losing 5-4 because Unks is coming on. You, man, are reckless. Fofana is on a mad run. Sorry. That is a crazy pass. That is a mad pass. Oh, my goodness. Number 55 is cold. Garnacho. Garnacho. Cut back. Oh. Man, hurry up and get this ball off this pitch, man. Fucking hell. Thank you. And also, can we get Moeka on? I don't know what we're wasting time for. Let's get Moeka on as well for Delap. Got a hat-trick of assists. That'll do the job. Steve coming off for Derry. The runners on the left and the ball manipulations on the right, chat. It's the same format that we were doing with Gittins at Charlton. I was saying before the game kicked off, hopefully we can see, or at halftime, hopefully we can see Derry on the left, but that is pretty consistent with what we've been doing, I guess, is that we bring on these heavy touch wingers on the right and we keep the runners on the left. So Derry goes to the right. The trim's diabolical. I don't even care about if the trim's diabolical. I just want to see something. Tosin comes on, 15 minutes to go. Off goes Saar. Good performance. Strong. Really good workout, exercise for a lot of these guys right now. Sorry, Saar's not coming off. Tosin, who's coming on for Tosin? Oh, Fofana? Oh, okay, maybe fitness, Fofana, yeah, okay. So Saar's going to do 90? Okay, no problem. Yeah, Fofana. Fofana's always one that can come off and be looked after, innit? So Saar's going to do 90. That's good. Good for Saar. That's good for Saar. Let him do the 90. I'm sure there's no reason for him to get a second yellow in this situation and circumstance. Enzo. Derry. Oh, good pass. Unlucky. Unlucky. Good stuff, Derry. Good stuff from Derry and Josh on the right. Josh trying to cut it back for Delap. Maybe the manager is going to leave on Delap to try and get the goal, to get the confidence. But he's had a hat-trick of assists. So, kind of surprised. If he needs any more confidence. I mean, a goal, a striker's currency is goals, I guess. So the assists, he's going to get more confidence from a goal than an assist. But the assist should give him confidence as well. If I was talking to Delap, I'd be saying, yo, you should take a lot of confidence from the assist, because at the end of the day, if you can facilitate chances for others, that's going to be something that can be hopefully something that you can do consistently. Goals is tough out here to be consistent with goal scoring, especially if you're not someone like Harry Kane. But if you can consistently just do the right things and facilitate, make good decisions, make good runs, the goals will come. And if they don't, you're still helping the team. Goals provided if others create chances for you and the goalkeeper's not tapped in the head. But Sarr, look at this. Sanchez got caught up in a fuckery, and Mamadou Sarr does what Mamadou Sarr needs to do. Great defending. Great debut. Unk's missing. Yeah, it was Sarr that did all that. Ball in. Ball in, headed away. 10 minutes to go. Delap, good. Derry's playing on the... actually, I'm not sure now. He's playing in the 10 now. Neto's gone to the left. Neto's gone to the right, sorry. Derry's in the 10. I think. I don't know. Let's see. Santos. Sanchez. Fuck. Oh, fucking hell. First team to book their place in the 5th round of the FA Cup. It's poor defending. That is shocking defending out on that side. Fucking hell. My goodness. Blood clot. Giles, is that? Bro, if we don't get this clean sheet, Sanchez is going to pick up that goal frame and dash it in man's faces, bro. Even though this is a day where he even, the last few minutes, is being a bit shaky. I think the team owe him a clean sheet, even if he's going to be a little bit shaky, because they've cost him enough times. You know? Swings and roundabouts, and it's definitely not swinging in his favour this season. Ball cleared. 8 minutes. Garnacho just hoofs it. Yeah, I bet that's great. That's what I want to see from Garnacho. A little bit more of that. More of that. When you get back, fucking hoof that ball, bro. Fucking hell. Mamadou Sarr. Do you know what? You guys, I wasn't really entertaining the man the match Mamadou Sarr, but the more little bits of bullshit that have come our way has meant that he's had to do more defending in this second half since the fourth goal, and he's actually done really good defending. Before, I don't think he was being tested, but he's had a few tests now, and he's come out the other side looking great. But I still think Neto has to get it. But yeah, the more dumb shit we do, the better for him, because it means that he can show that he can defend, and he's defending. He's defending the last 10 minutes. He's defending well. But Neto gets a hat trick. It has to be Neto. Neto gets a hat trick. And Neto's got it locked. Yeah, I agree. But some people wanted to have Sarr in the poll. I just don't think over 90 minutes you can justify having any defender in the poll. You know. Yeah, Derry's definitely a very Grealishy vibe. Wish we were still dominating possession so I could see him more, but we are not. Long throw. Cleared. It's not 7 in 9. 7 in 10. If he's talking about under Roseinor. We've dropped points or had results that we didn't win 3 games. Have we played 10 games under Roseinor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 8 wins in 11. 8 wins in 11, 2 draws, 1 defeat. Strong. Moeka's coming on. Okay, good. That's good. Moeka's coming on. Yeah, 11 games, 9 wins, 2 draws, and a defeat is strong. It's very strong. And I'd say very strongly the draw against Leeds had nothing to do with him. It's 2 bozo moments. We should have won that game. So really it should be 9 wins out of 11, 2 defeats, if we're being fair. Fair to the manager, but these man bottled it against Leeds. Here's Derry. Oi! Oh, that's Ganacho, sorry. Both got blonde hair. Fucking hell. It's good ball, good ball. Oh, that's a bit short. Neto. Fucking hell. Passing's so poor. Too much pace on that pass, man. Fuck. Neto man in the match. Great finish, that first goal, man, from Neto. First goal is such a good finish. So Moeka's on. It's a couple of minutes left plus injury time. Can he get many touches? Let's see. Yeah, game's whimpering out as it should. 4-0 up. Not expecting any more energy. Crazy levels of football. I mean, unless these two young players hopefully can get on the ball and make something happen to between themselves. It'd be nice if we could get them the ball. Just get some meaningful touches. Free kick. It's very late on Hato. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, boys and girls. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 4-0 win. FA Cup weekend. Everybody else still got to go and do their business, but we are chilling this weekend. Valentine's weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling very, very loved by the Chelsea football club. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for looking after us on this wonderful Friday. We could have done so much other things, but we gave you our Friday, and you've given back. You've given back in more ways than you can believe. More ways than you can believe. It's beautiful. Couple minutes left. Neto. Scanacho. Enzo. Come on, let's work a chance. Achampong. Oh. Get back. Woo! Shit! Off the post. For Hull City, could have been 4-1. Long ball. Lost the first header. Tossing. Mamadou Sarr. Mamadou Sarr doesn't really get a good connection on the header after Hato's header. And then it's 1v1 with Tosin. And Sanchez, I don't know if he really touches it. It's maybe a good save if he does. Oh, fucking hell. Hull City, oh my God. Crazy. These men are trying their best to concede. These men are trying their best to try and concede. Yeah, it's poor. Fucking hell, man. Cleared. Garnacho. Weak. Ball in. Fucking hell, man. Whole City trying to get themselves this goal. Ball in again. Header. Saved. Full time. We tried at the end there to create some sort of problem for ourselves. But in the end, it's a very, very, very good win. And a very, very strong performance in first half and second half. For once. Usually it's one half or the other. Or it's a poor start that you got to rectify. But that wasn't the case today. Today was a very, very comprehensive, very, very, very comfortable win. And 4-0 is more than what we deserve. You know, at least we deserve 4-0. I think we could have scored a couple more in the first half, like I said. But then we got a couple of little fortuitous, well, one fortuitous corner goal, which maybe isn't usually a goal. So that will chalk off one. So we'll take it. And yeah, big props to everyone, man. I think obviously some players played better than others. I think some standouts, but everybody just committed, concentrated, and focusing on doing a proper job. And that was a professional performance. At the end, slacked off a little bit. But luckily, we didn't pay for it with any sort of goal conceded or anything. So we'll take it. We'll take it very much so. So yeah, I'm going to go. Not really much more to unpack. I'm going to do a couple super chats, then we're going to do the review. Much respect to Chelsea, even though I'm an Arsenal fan. Much appreciated, brother. Big up to you. That's it, people. We're going to wrap, review as soon as we can, and enjoy the FA Cup weekend, because it's going to be literally just watching and seeing if anyone else fucks up. But for us, we're through to the 5th round, and hopefully we get another piss-easy draw. I'm not trying to play anyone good. I'm shameless. Bring me Wrexham at home. And until next time, big up yourself. In a bit, people. Peace. Come on.